Now, Caillou, you better get to school, or else you're going to be grounded already. We don't.
Challenge everything.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Sims Bustin Out. It's been such a long time since I played this game, but I figured, I could do something real fun here. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be recreating the Caillou family. But not only that, I'll also be recreating their house from Polygon too. So I figured this is going to be really interesting and really cool. Because unfortunately I wasn't able to get The Sims 1 to work, so I figured The Sims Bustin Out would be probably just as good, maybe even better, because there's some really cool objects in this game, and I've even enabled the debug features in this game too, which is also really cool to see. So anyways, we're going to go jump into the free play mode so that we can actually create Caillou's family. If this video does well, I may do a video where I do the story mode of a Caillou. Alright, so let's get started with 3 free streets. And now we're going to go into the whole create a family so that we can create the Anderson family here. So let's go ahead and name them. Okay. There we go. And enter that in. Alright, so first of course is going to be Caillou. Now I won't show the whole create a sim process for all the family members, but I figure I could probably at least show good old Caillou. And I'll probably just show off the finished product for all the others. So yep, Caillou's a male, and we're making them a kid. I'm also making Rosie a kid, but Boris and Doris are both, of course, going to be adults. Well, let's adjust his personality here. Something that I find, you know, pretty fitting for the kid. And there we go, that looks good. Alright, just skin color and all that. Yeah. And let's find that trademark yellow shirt. I should also mention, I love the soundtrack that's in this game. It is really good. It reminds me a lot of the early 2000s, which is really nostalgic for me. There we go, nice shade of yellow. Blue shorts. Just gotta make it blue. Good to go. Now, if there's one big compliment I could give to The Sims Bustin Out is I feel like there is a lot of really unique closing options. What I mean by that is that a lot of the closing options that I find in Bustin Out are rather unique, and it can definitely help you make characters that you really want to make. There we go. Okay. Apply some red tennis shoes. Color red. Okay. There we go, look. That looks good. Alright, and of course we gotta get that bald head of his. There we go. Okay, some good eyes. Yeah, that'll work. Go with that. That looks good. Yep, that's Caillou, alright. Looks, like I said, it looks pretty good. It does definitely, I could definitely buy that being Caillou for sure. Alright, complete that. And next up, we're going to go ahead and create good old Rosie. Okay. Now I'm going to be coming here, and I will be showing the finished product. And here we got Rosie now. As you can see, once again, another fairly faithful recreation of her. Like I said, Sims Bustin Out has some really good options that I definitely appreciate. So I'll go ahead and add her to the family as well. And next up, we're going to be creating good old Boris next. Okay. And once again, I'll be stopping and showing the finished product of Boris. Here we have Boris, who is now finally finished. Once again, you know, fairly believable. I don't think he's as good as Caillou and Rosie, but, you know, passes. And now, after that, we just finally need to get Doris, and the family is completed. So, once again, I'll go ahead and make Doris, cut to when she is finished, and then after that, we'll finally be able to move into the lot. Alright, yes. There we go. Alright, so I'll be once again stopping here for a little bit and then show you the finished product. And at last, we finally have Doris. So now our family is completed and we are ready to play. So go ahead and go into completed. And there we go. You can also only have up to 4 family members per family, so this works out well. So our family is done. We are good to go. Alright, yes. Alright, so next up we're going to be heading off to our empty lots, and then after that we're going to be building a house. Alright. Okay, moving the family. Anderson. Sure one. Let's go into the house. Usually takes a second to load. And here we go. Almost there. And here we are, to an empty lot. Alright, now here's the part where I'm going to have to be designing their entire house. So, because we only have 16,000 starting out, I decided to enable some cheats so that we have infinite money, because to be 100% honest, 16,000 to design the entire house is really hard for a family of 4 especially, so I figured it would be best just for me to recreate the house in Polygon with infinite funds. So, I'm going to be cutting to where the house is built and going to be showing it off. And finally, the house is done. And let's take a quick look at it, since I didn't do the whole building process. If in a later video where I play The Sims again like this and I build a house, if you guys actually want to see the building process just speed up, you know, let me know if that's what you want to see. But yeah, I tried the best of my ability to recreate the house from the Polygon video. So over here we got the kitchen. I put a commercial oven over here because I thought, you know, it looks nice and all that. Here we got the living room with the widescreen TV, a computer, bookcase, and all that. 2 bathrooms here, because if you ever played The Sims, you know you can never have enough bathrooms. After that, we got the study, a ton of bookcases, and then a really nice computer at the end. Caillou's room, I put the guitar there because in like the Go Animate templates, there would always be like the electric guitar, so I figured it would be pretty fitting to have that in his room. It also has a large TV, a game console, bookcase, Rosie's room. Once again, I based it off of the video, so it's very similar to Boris and Doris' room over here. And then there's also, for some reason in Boris and Doris' room, there's like a door down here, so I just made it as another way to get outside here. But yeah, so this is how the house turned out. Overall, a pretty nice house. Bit of a weird layout in some regards, but, you know, still a pretty nice place, regardless. So, let's get to the part where we actually start to get playing. Alright. Okay, here we go. So, I guess one thing to check is Caillou and Rosie's personality. Kids in The Sims don't really have a pre-selected personality, so you can't really change it once they have it. Because as you can see, Rosie is very high in creative. Like, she has a really high creativity. She can probably even put that talent to use by painting paintings or something too, you know? Caillou's creativity is pretty good as well. Though, like, this cooking skill doesn't really matter. Mechanical skill does matter a little bit when it comes to having kids replace, like, light bulbs and stuff. But yeah, I know some of these skills just don't really matter for children and in The Sims. But anyway, so let's get started. So, I noticed there seems to be some kind of icon error where user-created Sims are blackened out. I don't know why that happens. Maybe it's due to the emulator. But regardless, the first thing that we have to do is make sure Boris and Doris become friends, because when you create Sims, they always start at 20 relationship points. Unfortunately, Sims who are not friends with each other will not sleep in the same bed. So if I told them to go to sleep in their bed, they would refuse, which is a bit annoying if anything. It kind of makes sense, but you know. So let's see here. I put debug features on so that I can show you off all these different social interactions, including my favorite, Moonwalk. By far the best social interaction in the game. Do it. Do the moonwalk. Heck yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Alright, so they also need, Boris and Doris also need to learn cooking because they have no skills, and we don't want to start a fire in the house, especially not on our first day. Geez, yeah, at least I did buy a fire alarm, so that's good. Let's see here. I know Caillou and Rosie are about have to go to school soon, so in the meantime, let's just focus on Boris and Doris getting a relationship up, so you two talk. Caillou, yeah, you could go play on the computer. Rosie has to use the bathroom. Sounds pretty normal. Whoa. There's the school bus. Alright, now Caillou, you better get to school, or else you're going to be grounded already. We don't want to be grounded on the first date. Go to school, Caillou. And Rosie's already in there. Okay, there they go. Alright, up to 32 now. Let's see here. I guess just continue talking for right now. Alright. Compliment. Let's see here. Let's see here. Yeah, there's a ton of new interactions when it comes to Sims Bustin Out, and you can only get a lot of these through the story mode by becoming friends with the other characters, and some of these are good, some of these are not. Let's just do Moonwalk again, because, you know, that's always real good. Paper boy. Okay, good. Seem to be friends now, so that's good. Let's see here. Flirt, talk. You know, let's make sure it's higher so we won't have to worry about it. Random neighbors coming. That's good. Though, I'm not worried about them at the moment. Let's see here. Let's do... Brag about money, why not? We have tons of it, because I put debug features on. Though, I want to greet one of these neighbors just so I could do one of my other favorite social interactions in here. Got a game console. That's in Caillou's room. Alright, so let's do my favorite social interaction. Use sign language. Now, it's not clear what this does exactly, but it'll become clear as soon as I do it. Boris, you do the honors. Yeah, Boris literally just cussed him out. I always love using that interaction whenever neighbors come over, and if they act real weird, I just cuss them out most of the time. Also, is it just me, or does Boris have no eyes all of a sudden in his icon over there? It's weird. So after that, just talk with the guy. Sorry about the cut there. Yeah, the game ended up crashing for some reason, so yeah, I don't really know what the cause was. Maybe it was due to the social interactions and stuff, but either way, we're back now, so we're back to Boris and Doris being friends again, so the next thing that we have to do is improve their cooking skills so they do not start a fire when they intend to cook a meal for the family. So Doris, go ahead and make some hors d'oeuvres at the commercial oven, which is a special feature that it has. And I'm going to buy something special for Boris to improve his cooking. Showing off one of the new special objects in The Sims Bustin Out is another one of my personal favorites. It's the smoothie bar. As soon as I find it here. Yep, the smoothie bar. really cool item, actually, because, you know, you get to make them smoothies and stuff, and it'll raise your sim stats, so there we go. You can learn to cook on that, as it's a skill-building item as well. So, Boris, make some drinks. Non-alcoholic, of course. So, there it goes. Okay, so they're both going to be improving their cooking skill. I don't know which one's faster, or if they're about... Yeah, the commercial oven might be faster, because Doris just gained one point right now. So... Boris got one too just then as well, so... If they get to 2, I'll be happy, because then usually the chance of fire is basically 0 as far as I know at that point, so... So Doris is at 2. Alright. Yeah, yeah, so I guess the smoothie bar's a little bit slower, but Boris should be there here in a second with a bunch of drinks too. That'll be good for some guests. Alright, there we go. And we can now cancel that error action. And we have some more derps here. That Doris just fell on the floor for some reason. Okay, just go ahead and serve them, I guess. Get one. And these are very quick to eat, but they raise your hunger level a pretty good amount. So, okay, Doris is gonna wash her hands. Probably Doris use the bathroom. Okay. I'm so sorry for all the game crashes so far. I guess you could say that's part of the reason why it took so long for me to be able to do this video anyways, but... Well, with that being said, I guess ending off, we could just do some debug features before the game crashes again. But there is something that I do definitely want to show, and it's with this special debug feature of Make Me Know Everyone. This is actually a feature I would recommend if you ever do play with free play mode, because you'll never get to meet the story characters unless if the story character gets to meet them in the story mode. It's weird. You can only meet like the neighbors in free play mode, but you can't actually meet any of these story characters. But then there's this character, Null 2. He is a bit of an anomaly if you pick the Make Me Know Everyone function, because you'll never be able to meet this character. He shows up in your relationship tab, but there is no way to contact him. He might be just to test them, or some type of debug sim, but as far as I know, there is no way for you to be able to actually meet him in game, so it's pretty odd, if anything. But either way, I believe this gives you the feature to be able to call just about everyone to show up to the place, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, so let's see here. Other debug features. There's quite a few interesting ones, including breaking certain objects, as well as being able to force things to be dirty, like with the bathtubs and stuff, or clogging toilets. So, you know, a whole bunch of fun things to play around with. Interestingly, if you do make a meal by going to the refrigerator, there's also debug versions of the meals, which tells you how many hunger points. So I can make Boris make a light meal here. So, assuming it doesn't cause a fire, or because since the game crashed, you know. Yeah, so because there, max 32. Go to school. And ended up being 8 points. So quality is very good. So I'll tell you about that. You can also you also have this other one which sometimes stays on the screen, but you can also display needs. So you got mood, hunger, social, all that, relationship to the character. So yeah, the game ended up crashing another time after this, so because of that, I decided to end the video there. I am really sorry that it kind of turned out this way. Like I said, if I do this again, I promise it will be better. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it despite these reasons.